Let's see if it's working. Alrighty, wasted 7 seconds. You got commercials that are 15 seconds long. Let's see. Okay, Russell S. Day at Russell Scott Day. Improve your profile. They always say that. Share an update. I did. Really. In search of Tyler Mulligan, Associate Professor of Public Law and Government at School of Government, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. I know the guy. I met him once, and I've had a couple of conversations with him. I sent him a copy of my book, Poor Buzz and Stories from Warnings for My Daughter. That's my book, like Profiles of Courage by John F. Kennedy, only different. Did he do Senate? He was a congressman, I think, before he became president. I only know him as president. I'm about sure Richard Helms and James Angleton killed him. I'm about to believe that, all the evidence says so, but these were top level spies. They didn't leave a lot of evidence. They say about 104 people died around Oswald. Oswald said he was a patsy. During the period there, they were doing a lot of experiments with mind control. They knew how to screw up your mind. They knew how to get you to do what they wanted. They had they did. They knew how to do it. Didn't always work. Don't think you're invulnerable ever. Stay out of the clutches of the madmen is what I would recommend. Every day is trick or treat. In search of a new path. Can holistic prisoner reentry work on the west side of Chicago? Boy, that'd be tough. That's probably a very good article. Down here a little further is John C. Abel, senior editor, LinkedIn, ex-Wired, recovering Reuters columnist. Reuters. The wire services, I kind of really respected them, AP. I still do. Reporting is hard, especially in other parts of the country. Other parts of the world, they kill you. They kill you in the United States. Got free speech, but that doesn't mean you can't get hurt for it. I got run out of town for being pro-union in an article on Labor Day published over there in Wilmington. Wilmington, New York is, it's sadly kind of a xenophobic, racist town. And hell, you can't get people to go there and work on a movie unless you give them a hell of a lot of money tax breaks. Otherwise, they just book. Who'd want to live there? Or who would want to stay there and work on a movie? Unless there's a big the light of intelligence, or the light of joy. Actors, it just goes out of their eyes on those sets when you got the grips and electrics or there's being an audience and they don't respect the actors. The actors don't like actors respond to a good audience. When you're the grip or the electric on a film, how you react to the actors as the audience really makes a difference. I don't think they get that down in Wilmington. For a commercial, it even matters. I worked on commercials, low budget. Sometimes the directors on low budgets are just out of their minds as far as they're incompetent a lot of times as far as actors. I'm so glad I did stand-up comedy. It's harder. You get hurt. I did get offered a job doing stand-up comedy, and I think I've mentioned in the past David Letterman, Margaret Hanna hurt my feelings. It was really kind of the end of my comedy, but I can't help but being comic sometimes. Michael Elder, executive producer, Wicked Flicker Pictures, LLC. Multi-award winning DP, which means director of photography, and creative director seeking new opportunities. Profile can be seen here. Well, I guess he's announcing he's looking for work. I can look at his profile. Here we go. Autumn Cole, Racism is America by law. Racism is incorporated into every facet of American life. Ever since the 1964 Civil Rights Act, contract set-asides guaranteeing 2030 of all municipal. She's always good for something. She invited me to write for her thing. I just started posting what I wrote by myself. I'm a transcendian. That's why I say, I guess in the end of it, I'm forced to be a transcendian Democrat, because I don't know if I'm conforming correctly. Racism is what's the last paragraph? All the current bullshit about white privilege, police targeting blacks, hands up, driving while black is a progressive liberal fantasy that serves our own purposes of socialism. Divided we stand by expat. I don't know. This might be. I don't know. They get some right-wing things going here. Race is a multi-billion-dollar industry in America, and then I see comments like, "When will racism end?" And he says, "Are you kidding me?" with an exclamation point. Racism is America by law. The only way it'll end is with a constitutional amendment that states all men are created equal, and no preference will be given for any social purpose. Well, you know, I guess he's got an axe to grind there, but I always try and, racism works, the idea of working with race, it works to keep the discussion away from labor. When you hear the word slave, just add labor to the end of it, and it makes it more clear. We're talking about slave labor. When slave labor wasn't legal, it turned into wage slavery. You had, I wasn't fully aware of this, but Billy Graham earlier in his career going around preaching against joining unions. He's equating union membership with some sort of pact with the devil. No wonder all those presidents wanted to have him up to the White House. Cheap labor is what business wants. Art Menace. Confederate flag. It says Confederate flag did not stand for slavery. old bunch of stuff about it. It was just the battle flag. Believe it or not.